wanted to share a little bit today as I thought about something, and I just wanted to share it, that so I was watching something earlier, and it was like a battle against millennials and Gen X, I think it is. Yeah, Gen X. And they were laughing at the music selection that Gen X chooses. I think that's what it was about, but it was a battle about Gen X versus the millennials. And people were going back and forth, you know. And I watched a couple of videos on that, just a few, and just shook my head. And then I thought about it. I saw something else after that, and they was talking about the song F'd Up. And then I started thinking about it, and I said, you know, I could have really went down a rabbit hole on the Gen X and millennial thing, and did a couple of responsive videos, and just watched and, you know, went through the emotions and feelings, and like and then I thought about, then later on I didn't do that, because I was like, I don't think like that, you know. I like a little bit of the entertainment and keep it moving, right? But then I thought about, I think I watched 2 videos when they were talking about the song F'd Up, and I said, let me go and see what this is about. And then I really started thinking, and I was like, you know, this is an example, you know, the millennial and the X thing. To me, I started thinking this is an example of how we keep bickering and hating one another, right? It's already embedded in the mind. I'm nobody. I know nothing, right? But the little teeny weeny bit that I do know, it's like whatever has been embedded in that subconscious mind, or whatever kind of mind it is, the back of the mind, the front of the mind, the right to the left, to the right of the mind, I don't know. But things come out, and then before you know it, you're arguing about man against woman, politic against politic, age against age, finding something to hate and argue and divide, and use that division sign and divide one another about. Like, it has been embedded in us for so long. It's so easy to find a way to look at something that's not, for example, like me, that I can hate about, or be envious about, or be jealous about, or just keep the bickering up about. And that's just what I wanted to mention today. Like, it's so easy to do, whether it be with a song, whether it be with what somebody is saying, and it can take you down that rabbit hole and have you go through those emotions of yucky yuck, and that's it. That's all I wanted to say today, is like how I'm just sharing, as I have to catch my mind, catch my thoughts, before they go down the emotional roller coaster. You know, like I'm at Great Adventures somewhere about to go on a roller coaster. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Nah, I caught it. Peace. You know, I do believe everything happens for a reason. And sometime, and I used to say a lot, that if I would have known and paid attention the way I do now after learning about certain behaviors, things would have turned out a lot differently. But then again, I say everything happens for a reason, and I find the good in everything that I may go through, you know. And so with that, I wanted to talk about what I'm trying to say is like different behaviors, whether they're in, like I talk about quite frequently, is the workplace or like family relationships, intimate relationships, dealing with your neighbor relationship, your business partner relationships, any type of relationship. And then you notice, even if you have not learned about me, even if I have not learned about different behaviors, I know what feels good and don't feel good to me, whether I can't put my finger on or pinpoint what type of people they are. So I say this to say a lot of times you hear a lot of bickering about intimate relationships and the man putting the woman down and the woman putting the man down and vice versa. And the same with race, the same with anything else, any other category or box people, are in as a extremist. And if you think about it as far as these personalities and behaviors and things that you go through from childhood all the way up to adolescence and adulthood, so then as we talk about, say, for example, intimate relationships, right? A woman is this, a man is this. A woman is because a woman is feminine or masculine. A man is feminine or masculine. They throw out a bunch of empty ass rhetoric without any solutions, without any details of what the hell they're talking about, anything that makes sense, right? That would not even help. But I think what helps is, like, if you want a long-term relationship, you want children, you want companionship, most people want to be happy. They don't want to be miserable in a relationship. They want to feel good. A lot of people love to, I can only speak for myself, I guess, because why would I say everybody want to feel good? Because actually, in reality, everybody, it appears to me, just watching how they act, they don't necessarily want to be good all the time or feel good all the time or happy all the time. So I guess that's not for everybody, just because it's something that I love to feel. But understanding these type of behaviors that don't make you feel good are the ones that you don't want to be in a long-term relationship. So all that bullshit of attacking one another, the simple math is right there. Just look at personalities and behaviors across the board. And those that you're in, like, say, for example, a coworker, you don't like the way they act and they're a very difficult person. Why would you want to marry someone with those similar qualities for in a long-term relationship? Someone to be your mother, the mother of your children, someone to be the father of your children. I I think paying attention, just like when we talk about race, those critical and insidious people that hate each other. I mean, going all the way back to slavery that people don't want to talk about because they hate to look at, you know, where they're come from or what's embedded in their hearts and souls for so long, and they can't get it out of their system. That's just the way they are. If you watch those behaviors and if you don't like those type of behaviors, why would you want to marry someone with those same, you know, what they remind me of somebody that I work with. You know, they're so cool. They make me laugh all the time, but it's something about them. Why are they rushing me and happy into this relationship? But they very similar, and they do things similar to the person that is horrible that I work with in a short-term relationship. So paying attention to these things can help as you get into these long-term relationships. Instead of getting out of the relationship, you bash the man, you bash the woman. And, you know, just like with race, you hear these videos. They're on live late at night on TikTok, and they're talking about race and this. If you're light skinned or if you're biracial, you need to stay in your lane, or you need to, you're not black, even though there was a black pussy and a black vagina and a black dick or penis that came together and made your light ass skin, you're not black. So, they be talking a bunch of bullshit, like people gonna really listen to them, you know, not knowing it's all about, it deals with personalities and behaviors and not just what you see on the surface, you know, and it's just sickening to hear how people talk and think about other people and going to demand them into certain types of boxes because that's the way they feel. And that's the way they're interpreting the past, and they continue to hold on to hate and nastiness the same way as the slave masters did. And you're not even white, you're black, or you're a foreigner from a different country, and they tell you to act a certain way and be a part of the white race because that's the popular race and you'll get more. And so then you treat other people bad that are in the minority race. And it's just all over. It's a horrible thing, but it's just reality. That's just the way people are. But once you see these behaviors and behaviors that don't speak up, when they do see wrongdoing, I mean, everybody have their reasons for not speaking up and tolerating, you know, certain things that are not right, like you know, just the hidden bad stuff that happen when people kill each other, or they see people doing wrong. They will not speak up. They keep their mouth closed. Everybody have their reasons for keeping their mouth closed. They're either scared or they love the person that's doing the insidious behaviors, and they would never expose them or something like that. But you watch all these types of behaviors when you ready to, it's not about when you're ready to get into a long-term relationship, you know, and because you're going to get stuck when you think, oh, they're Republican, they're Democratic, they're white, they're black, they got a little bit of money, they got a lot of bit of money. They live on this side of the tracks, they live on that side of the tracks. So when you add extremists thinking along those terms, you're going to fail and mess up each and every time. I'm done. That's it. So I went off on that little bit of talk, but I've actually had something on my mind I wanted to bring about and share as I get clarity on it. And here's another example of a type of behavior that I couldn't put my finger on it back in the day, but now I'm starting to notice certain behaviors and I nip them in the butt real quick, like this one here that I'm going to try to explain. Later on, I thought about it. No, while I was going through it, I was like, it feels like they're lighting up the gas and turning that shit up real high. Like something is not right. But I nipped it in the butt real quick and just looked at the person and say, one thing I do not do is play. Like, cut it out. And trying to, when you do something that you know is offensive, when you say something and you're not sure if, in this case, if I've caught it, but you know what you did or said, there was something wrong with it geared towards me, but you try. Here's how they try to cover it up. They'll say, something's wrong with you. Are you okay? You okay? You sure you okay? You look like something is wrong with you. And they keep asking you, are you sure you okay? Now something's wrong with you. You're just not telling me, And it's like struck a nerve in me because I'm minding my business and trying to carry on with whatever I'm doing, not even thinking about, I've caught what you did. I said nothing about it. I just let it go. We're not in an intimate relationship. So I just like, what is it to me? It's nothing to me to even address. But I did pay attention to know that you're somebody I cannot trust. You're somebody that I would keep my guard up around. Like, you just sealed the deal on that. So when you did something shady to me and you keep saying, and then you turn around and I guess it hits you like, oh shit, I can't believe I did that to her, or let me see if she caught what I did, or you feel guilty about what you said or did. So then you come to me and constantly on a repetitive note, it's like you're watching every single thing I do to see if I treat you funny after you've done what you have done to me or said what you have said to me that is offensive, that is wrong, that is in a way where you would flip out if somebody did it to you, right? But then you come back and this is how you feel it out. You okay? You sure you okay? Nah, you're not okay. I think something's wrong with you and you're not telling me. Come on, you okay? You okay? You okay? Are you okay? Oh my goodness, that just oof. And finally I was like, out of all the stuff I hear, because watching videos about narcissism and learning about narcissists and things of that nature. And I was like, I don't remember what they said or what to do when I'm in this situation. Like, what is this? What is this going on? Like, something ain't right with this encounter. And the only thing I could think to do was just look them in the eye and say, look, there's one thing I don't do is play. So cut it out. And that did back them off from me, But so of course, I when I typed it in and I said, when someone has wronged you, continues to ask you if you're okay, despite your clear discomfort, it can indicate several psychological traits or behaviors. And it comes down to gaslighting is what I think it is, manipulation and guilt. So this type of behavior often stems from a combination of guilt, manipulation, and a desire to control or reassurance. So the possible traits of this type of individual, the guilt. The person may feel guilty about their actions and is seeking to alleviate that guilt by checking in on you. They might believe that by showing concern, they can mitigate the negative impact of their wrongdoing. So, manipulation. Some individuals may use this behavior as a form of emotional manipulation by repeatedly asking if you are okay. They may be attempting to shift the focus away from their actions. Now, this made sense when I read this. I said, this is exactly on point what they're doing. So they may be attempting to shift the focus away from their actions and onto your emotional state, thereby avoiding accountability. So like in my case, if I get quiet and I'm just focused on what I'm doing, it's easier. And I noticed and I was touched or hurt by how the bad thing or the hurtful thing that they did or said, I become quiet. So this way, by them repeatedly asking me if I'm okay, are you okay? They can shift, is what it's saying, the focus away from what they have done and said that was wrong to my quiet state of emotion. And that's not my normal state because I like to laugh and have fun and blah, blah, blah. And just keep it lighthearted when I'm around people. So this way, when they put it on you and you've changed your behavior, they can avoid accountability. And then you can forget about what happened and the offense that they made towards you. Another one would be insecurity. The individual might be insecure about their relationship with you and is trying to gauge your feelings to ensure that they are not losing your approval or affection, because of sometimes people just can't control themselves and they go along with other people that are negative and may talk about you, spread lies, or feel a certain way about you, or that you feel a certain way about people that don't you set your boundaries away from them. They go along with the most popular. And but when they do, if they know that you peep them out and caught on to them, they don't want to lose, the relationship they have with you and the fun part that they have with you. And they just want to make sure they don't lose that with you. A lack of awareness. In some cases, the person may not fully understand the impact of their actions on you and might genuinely believe that their repeated inquiries are helpful rather than intrusive. They think you're so sensitive and got all this fucking empathy and shit that they can... It'll feel like they're concerned about you when they don't give a flying fuck, you know. Antagonistic behavior, the low antagonist voice. Are you okay? You sure you okay? Suggests an underlying tension or hostility. This could indicate that while they are pretending to be concerned, there is an element of aggression or defensiveness in their approach. So I asked for some real life examples of this. And here's a few, like with family members. A sibling who borrowed money without asking and then keep asking if you're upset about it while downplaying the situation. Another one would be a parent who made a hurtful comment during a family gathering but continues to check in on you, on your mood afterward, possibly trying to deflect from the initial comment. Intimate relationships. A partner who cheated but frequently asks if you're okay after an argument about trust issues, using concern as a way to avoid discussing the betrayal directly. An ex-partner who reaches out repeatedly after a breakup, asking how you're doing while ignoring the reasons for the breakup itself. Here's a few on coworkers. A colleague who took credit for your work, but keep asking if you're all right with them getting recognition, perhaps trying to ease their own conscience. A manager who gives critical feedback, but then frequently checks in on your well-being afterward, possibly trying to maintain authority while also wanting to appear caring. So the behavior described reflects complex interpersonal dynamics. Complex interpersonal dynamics where guilt, manipulation, insecurity, and lack of awareness play significant roles. Recognizing these patterns can help individuals navigate such situations more effectively. Now, what I have noticed in the end is that those that are constantly trying to seek attention on a 24-hour basis, it never stops. It's like an energizer, ever-ready battery bunny, just constantly needing attention from you. And if they, from you, from anybody else that come around, they need that attention. And they need to, it's like an ever-ready battery that just keeps going and going and going and going. And I need your attention and tell you my story and story and story and story. And it don't stop, it don't stop, it don't stop, it don't stop. Those are red flag, walking around red flag. All right, peace.